See, you're poor because you let yourself be poor. You could be rich. And it's actually easy to become rich, right? Step one would be to make money in the first place. If you have a job, you're already on step one. Step two is to invest that money. Most people don't even understand what invest is. They think when you say invest, it's like that automatically means the stock market. No, because technically that's gambling. And I'm not telling you to gamble, I'm telling you to invest. There's a difference. There's people who literally will take money from their paychecks and buy lottery tickets, hoping they become rich. That's just gambling. And you know that's luck based. And your luck clearly isn't that high. So the likelihood of you becoming rich from buying lottery tickets is a lot more likely it's not going to happen than it would happen. But what can happen, right? What's more likely to happen, your odds are higher if you take the money and invest into something that makes money. So if you buy something like, for example, if you buy real estate, I know it's not easy to just buy a house and then try to rent it on Airbnb and make money. The concept is simple, right? But to actually do it is hard, right? Because if you don't have, let's say it costs 50 grand to buy a house. Okay, you don't have 50 grand for a house. If you have 50 grand, you won't even be worrying about money right now. You just be thinking about like how you're gonna spend it. And that's another problem with becoming rich, right? Is as soon as people have money, they want to spend it. Sometimes, yes, I understand. You've got things you got to pay for, like bills and food and this, that, and I get that. These are things you have to do. But if you minimize your costs, if you try to find ways to make it where you don't spend money, on food, right, or at least spend less. Like instead of eating 3 times a day, eat 2 times a day. You'll save money that way, right? Try to buy things in bulk and on sale, and so forth and so forth. Use coupons, and the list goes on. Like there's so many ways you can eat for less. You know, if you make friends, and if your friends have a habit of like inviting you over for dinner, once a week or something like that, or every day for some reason, take advantage of it, right? Appreciate it. Oh shit, free food. Yes, that means less money out of your pocket. Take advantage of these free foods. If there's free food at your job, because they're always bringing in, some food, and well, eat it. Don't waste money on buying food when there's already some there. And the list goes on. Just find ways to get food for free. Grow your own plants, right? Tomatoes and stuff like that. Like start getting into the idea of farming, especially if you have a backyard. Create a farm. You're losing money by not doing that, by not taking advantage of your backyard if you have one, or learn how to farm indoors. That's a good investment, and that's the whole point. Invest. Find ways to make your life easier, right? To make it where you don't need to spend a lot of money. Don't be buying name brand clothes and stuff like that. Buy cheaper clothes, have cheaper phone service instead of trying to have a fancy iPhone and stuff. The idea is lower your cost of living, lower the cost of everything you do. That way, no matter whatever amount of money you have, you always have more. You always want to be in a position where you have way more money left over after you do everything you normally do. So by eating less, you'll have more money left over because you're not spending it on food. If you use less electricity, you're paying less in electricity, obviously. Like for example, when it comes to that, here's a little tip for reducing your electricity, especially if you work. Get yourself power banks, because that's what I have. My phone is currently connected to my power bank, but so I'm charging it. Use that and take it to like public places where you can plug it up and charge. Sometimes you can plug it up and charge it on a train or at any place that is an outlet, especially at work. If you're at work, take buy 2-3 of these power banks and then charge them. Now you have free electricity, right? In these devices now that you got from wherever let's say you got it from work. So now you're getting all this free electricity from work. Take it home and then use it at home to power stuff. Fans, if you need to power a fan, to keep yourself, comfortable, to power maybe a microwave or something. Like, you get the idea. It's like, it depends on what you have and what you're using. But the point is like, I barely charge my phone through an outlet. I normally charge my phone through my power bank, and my power bank, I normally charge it, ironically, through my laptop, and my laptop is powered, through a plug, but it's plugged into where I work. So I plug it where I work, so I charge my laptop. I use my laptop to charge my power bank. I use my power bank to charge my phone. So you see that transition there. So all the power that I'm using is coming from work. They're paying for the electricity already. Why should I pay on top of that, right? Why should I pay for electricity when they already are, right? Just use it, right? They're already providing it for you. Might as well use the electricity and go there. It's the same thing as, let's say you have, instead of you buying a whole bunch of bottles of water, let's say that because right now I'm even thinking about it because I'm in the break room at work, that we have a, pure water purifying, like water dispenser or something like that. And, we have a whole bunch of empty plastic bottles. I could fill them up with that machine, right? And fill up the bottles with a whole bunch of water that is, that's clean, purified. So pretty much, it's bottled water, right? Clean bottled water instead of tap water, right? And then bottle it up, right? And then take it home, put it in the fridge. So now I got free bottled water. And that's another thing, is focus on drinking water more than anything else. Try to drink coffee less, try to drink alcohol. Well, definitely shouldn't be drinking alcohol at all. That would drastically save you money, plus it benefits you health-wise. Which, another thing, take good care of your body so that way you don't have to worry about paying medical bills and stuff like that. You should be taking care of your body because you know how expensive medicine is, you know how expensive hospitals can be, and so forth and so forth. So try to be healthy. Try to learn to take better care of yourself. Go on the internet and learn how to take care of yourself. Learn some medical stuff. You'd be surprised. You can learn the stuff your doctors and stuff know. You can learn it on the internet. You can go on the internet and learn, how to treat, pneumonia or a broken leg and so forth. Like, you can learn these things, right? Learn first aid. Buy yourself a first aid kit. There's some cheap ones you can buy that have good quality. I mean, they're cheap price-wise, but the quality is relatively good. You can go to like a pharmacist, like a Walmart or something, and buy some good cheap products like bandages and stuff like that, rubbing alcohol, and just start learning how to better take care of yourself. So if you get injured, you'll take care of it. You'll be your first doctor, right? You'll take care of yourself first. You should learn to take care of yourself. It's your body, right? Your body, your choice. So choose to take better care of your body. So that will save you a lot of money. And that's the idea, is to rely more on yourself, less on others. So instead of, especially, because that's the thing, you got to remember, money is a tool, it's a resource. It's not the goal. Your life is not, your life purpose is not to get money. You get money so that you can live your life, so you can do the things you want to do. But you got to figure out what is it you want to do with your life. And what you want to do with your life is make it easier, make it comfortable, make it good. Instead of being stressed out and worrying about when your next meal is going to come, you should already know when your next meal is going to come, because you already planted your meals months in advance, because you started getting to farming. You started learning how to bake bread or something. So now you can buy a couple ingredients, make your own ingredients, grow your own ingredients, and now you can make your own supply of food. And you can guarantee you can eat for long periods of time, and not even worry about spending money that much, because you already take care. Always try to plan 2, 3, 4 months ahead, a year ahead. I mean, even try to do the same thing for rent. Especially if you get some people I notice don't do that. If you get your tax return, let's say it's in let's say you get $4,000 in rent. I mean, in taxes. Most people will try to use it to like pay off some bills and buy stuff and try to impress people. That's a waste of money. You should have put that $4,000 into rent. You should have gave that money to your landlord, right? And made sure you have a roof over your head for the next couple of months. Let's say your rent is $500 a month. All right, so out of 4,000, that's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 8 months right there. You have a $4,000 tax return. That's 8 months. You can guarantee a roof over your head. If you make sure you give that to your landlord, right? Give it to them, boom, make the agreement, bang, here's 8 months worth of rent. one, they'll be happy to get that lump sum all at once, and now you don't have, for the next 8 months, you don't have to worry about having a roof over your head. So God forbid you lose your job or something happens, you get injured or whatnot and you can't work, at least you have a roof over your head for 8 months. That's the thing. You got to plan ahead. You got to make sure that you have plans all the way up to the day you die. You should be planning all the way up to the day you die. You should have plans that will guarantee you will make it to the day you die, right? You shouldn't be struggling because you should be planning. And that's the problem. Too many people dwell on the fact that they're having issues instead of trying to be like, okay, how can I fix it? If I don't have enough money to live my life, maybe I need to reduce my life. Maybe I need to cut back on the stuff in my life so that I can afford it. Because if my lifestyle requires $1,500 a month, but I only make $1,000 a month, maybe I should cut it down to $1,000 a month. Maybe I should cut back $500. Find a way to cut back on food, cut back on entertainment, trips. Especially if I'm constantly going on trips on a monthly basis, I need to stop that. Go take a trip once a year instead of, once a month. That way you can save money. And that's the thing. Ultimately, you want to get to a point where if you can't make more money, at least try to spend less money. If you can't make more, try not to use more money. That's what I'm saying. So use less money, spend less money, right? Try to stretch your bills, right? Try to make money work more for you. And then there's back to investing, right? So I got a little off track, sorry. Investing, it's not just put it in the stock market. No, investing is put your money into something that makes you money, like putting it into like I said, a house or a car. Like if you get a car and you start Ubering, for example, you can make money that way. Let's say you have a bike and you can do like some like Uber Eats type stuff, like a bicycle, right? If you have a motorbike, you have a motorbike. The thing is, try to find things that you have that you can make money off. Let's say you have a lawnmower. You can start doing lawnmower. You can make money off of mowing people's lawn. Now, granted, I know a lot of people are lazy. They're like, I don't want to do that. Well, that's why you're not rich, because you don't want to do shit. That's one of the problems. That's one of the things you got to get out of your mind. Too many people think poor, as in, they don't want to do anything that would make them money because what they want is the money. They don't want what comes with it, which is usually work. People rather get a handout than to, hand out things for a paycheck, right? So that's unfortunate, and this is why it's not surprised that a lot of people are poor. There was a time where it made sense that people were poor because there wasn't that many opportunities. But now you have the internet. Now you can literally go walking around your neighborhood during trash day. I know you don't want to do this, but you can literally dig around in the trash and find stuff you can sell on eBay. So you have no excuse to not be able to make money. You can literally just find stuff people threw out that they don't want no more. Like they threw out a flat screen TV because they got a new one. The old one is still good. It's just used. Well, you can still get some money for it. It's free. They don't want it. Pick it up and sell it. You can do it on Craigslist. You can, offer up. There's different sites. And that's the thing. Go on the internet and try to find ways to make money. Find ways to try to sell things on the internet. eBay is one of those ways. Etsy's. There's many of them. If you have a talent, like you're good at singing or something, make music. Try to make money off of that. Use TikTok to promote yourself, right? And the list goes on. And it's like, it's not hard to become rich if you actually think rich. You have to think like a rich person. It's like, what can I do to make money? Not just going to have a job. That's a poor person's mindset. Like, oh, I'm gonna just get a job. I'm gonna work extra hours. I'm gonna try to get 2 jobs. It's like you're converting your time, your life into cash when you should be trying to find stuff in your life that can already make you money. Like stuff you don't want no more. Let's say you have some old baseball cards you don't want. Check to see if they're worth anything. If they're worth money, sell them on eBay. Bang, make that bank. The problem is you're thinking of you doing physically things to make money. Granted, that is one way of making money, is for you to work, have a job, whatnot. But not everything has to be that, right? Sometimes it could just be as simple as like, you realize that you're still good at drawing. Like, let's say as a kid you used to draw a lot. Yeah, you did it for fun. But now as an adult, you can actually make money off of it. Use your ability to draw some really cool designs, and then go on a website like Merch by Amazon, right? And make hoodies and shirts and stuff like that, and put your designs on there, or go to Redbubble and do the same thing there, you know? You can sell your designs to like tattoo artists or something. Like, oh, I got these cool designs that you can use to sell. You could do tattoos for, make money off of it, and sell them the rights to use your designs, for tattoos. And the list goes on and on. Like, it's not that hard to think of what you could do to make money. One, you see everybody else out there doing things to make money. Most of y'all see, people on TikTok, and YouTube and this, that, third, and rappers and so forth. Like, you see all these types of famous people and be like, oh man, I can't do what they do, or I need to do what they're doing in order to become, financially successful or to become rich. It's like, no, there's other things you can do to become rich that you don't think of because you're too busy looking at these, celebrities, right? These people that that you admire, and be like, oh, I need to be like that person. I need to do what they're doing. I need to do some TikTok dances and I'll become famous. It's like, no, one, more likely they got lucky and that's why they're famous. Not because of what they were doing that caused them to be famous. It's because they were lucky enough that when they were doing it, they got famous. They got famous because of luck, less of what they were doing, right? So don't count on that. Don't be like, oh, they got famous for making TikTok videos, so I could do the same. It's like, no. More likely, the way you'll get rich won't be doing what those types of people did. The way you'll become rich is probably by selling dog collars, for all you know. You don't know what you will become rich for. But what you do know is what you can do to try to become rich. And that's another thing. It's easier to save up to $1 million than it is to make $1 million. Like, it's easier. Like, it's not difficult to earn or make $1 million, but it's easier to save. Because if you have a job, and let's say you make $2,000 a month, and you save $1,000 a month from your income, right? You save $1,000 a year. $1,000 a month for a whole year. That's $12,000 a year. $12,000 a year for, let's say, 10 years. If I'm right, that's $120,000, something like that. That's like what, 1/10. So something like 10%, I think. That's like 10% of $1 million right there, because it's a little over 100,000. You just need pretty much 900,000 more dollars to have $1 million, right? But it took you 10 years to save up that 100,000, right? Now, I'm not saying, save 1,000 a month for like 100 or 100 plus years or 1,000 years to add up to it. I'm just saying it's easier to save up to a lot of money. So the idea is that you want to start saving money, and of course it'll add up to like $1,000, right? If you save 100 a month or something like that, or 100 a week, eventually at some point you'll get to $1,000. Then the next step will be to try to take that $1,000 and hopefully put it into something that'll make you money, like maybe a CD account. And then let's say it starts, the interest rate on there is high enough that it starts generating you money. So now your $1,000 that you saved, and then you invested it, now it's generating you, let's say, $100 a month. So that's good, and that in 10 months you'll have another $1,000. So you saved up $1,000, you invested it, it started generating another $1,000 for you. So now you went from not having $1,000 to having $1,000, and then now you converted that 1,000 to another 1,000. So now you have 2,000, and then the next step will be to take that 2,000 and try to find some way, reinvest and try to get it to 4,000, and you want it to keep multiplying. The idea is to keep trying to find ways that you can keep increasing it. But ultimately, you want to get to a point where you can find something that can generate you $1,000 or more in a short period of time, because the idea is always to reduce how long it takes for you to get to your goal. Your goal should be to try to make $10, then to try to make $100, then to make $1,000, then to try to make 10,000, then 100,000, then to make $1 million. So you gotta work your way up. And the way you start off is, first you gotta start making money. Second, you gotta start saving the money, right? As in, try not to spend it, is what I mean, but invest it, right? Don't just save it and do nothing with it. No, invest it, right? You just don't wanna spend it, is what I'm saying. So make the money, don't spend the money if you can help it. Try not to spend the money. Then make sure you put the money to work. You make sure the money makes money. Then keep going that route. Granted, there's no blueprint per se where you can just or a website, I should say, where you could just go to that website and just put in, $100 a month, and by default, it'll just do everything for you, and then bang, you become a millionaire. Obviously that doesn't exist, because if it did, everybody would do it, everybody would be rich right now, right? It's the fact that you got to understand that you need to figure out how to go from $0 to at least $1, right? And then $10, then 100, 1,000, 10,000, and the list goes on to get to $1 million. And I will be working on a book on how to at least lay out that concept of how to go from 0 to $1 million, just so you can have that train of thought. So I'll make that eventually. But this video is this audio is to give you the idea that you need to understand that if you put the effort into reducing your cost of living, right? Because that's what takes away. Think about it. If you have a job, then you have a way of making $1 million. The thing is you have bills, right? You have the need to eat food. You need to pay for transportation, whether it's your own vehicle or public transportation. So your paycheck starts, going away. So you're actually not working for yourself to create the life that you want. You're actually working for everybody else, right? You're working to pay your landlord. You're working to pay your electric company, your water company, your Netflix account, right? And so forth. You're spending Amazon. If you order stuff on Amazon, you're putting money in Jeff Bezos' pocket. You're working to make Jeff Bezos more rich than he already is. He don't need no more money, but he'll gladly keep taking your money. And the thing is that you want to be in the position where it's I need to make sure that when I make money, I get to keep it longer. And then I can use it to do things to, one, make more money, then do the things I want, but still have money. You want have this mindset. People already have it typically, which is the whole have your cake and eat it too. Technically, you can't do both, right? Logically, you can't do both, have your cake and eat it too. But in this scenario, you want to try to make that a reality where you can have your cake and eat it too. And the way you can do that, the way you can have your money but still be able to spend it, is by investing. Investing is what allows you to be able to spend money and make money, right? So it allows you to spend it and still keep it, right? Still have it. So that's the thing. You always want to make sure that you can always make money. And the thing is it's not about you physically doing something and getting compensated for it all the time. Finding something that can keep making you money without doing anything. You want to make money when you're asleep. That's another thing. You want to be able to make money even when you're not awake to make money, right? So when you're sleeping, you want to make money like Bill Gates and them do, right? So you want to do what they do, which is they put their money into things that makes them money, so that way they don't have to make money. They spend more time trying to not have to work than work. You want to do the same thing. You want to get to the point where you work less but get more out of it. So you spend less time doing work, but you get more, money out of it. So that's why you want to make sure that you use your money wisely. Too many people have the spend money mindset where they just spend it and the money's gone. Spend it and the money's gone. It's no. You want to spend the money and make sure that you always get money back. You know what I mean? Think of it as a rebate, right? Or a refund. You always want a refund whenever you spend money. You want to buy something that makes you money. Buying a car and then using a car to Uber and to do deliveries like Uber Eats or Instacart or something like that. That's a way you can get money. The money you spent on the car back is by using it to make money. Same thing as a house, same thing as any type of property, you know. You can offer services, like I said, mowing lawns, cutting people's hair, for example, like, drawing things for people, doing things for people. Just find ways that, you can, make money, preferably legally, of course. Selling trash is lucrative. If you can guarantee, especially if you have a car, right, then you can drive around. You can find a whole bunch of stuff just lying around outside if you travel that you can sell on eBay. So you just travel around, find some stuff, grab it, put it in your car, and just keep driving, just go around. One, you're helping out the people because, remember, that's their trash. You're picking it up because it's your treasure, right? One person's trash is another person's treasure. And literally, that's true, especially nowadays, because we have eBay, because we have OfferUp and Craigslist. So now you can pick up other people's trash and then sell it. Another thing about Craigslist, for example, is that you can go on Craigslist, for example, right, and find listings of people saying, oh yeah, I left this big flat screen TV outside, come and get it. There's like a free listing section. So go on the free listing section, right, and see who threw stuff for free or who's offering stuff for free. Because some people will be like, oh yeah, I got this big, statue of Batman, let's say, but they don't want it no more. If anybody wants it, they can come get it for free. That's awesome. That person could have tried to sell it on eBay, but they don't want to go through the trouble and whatnot. Fine, good for you. Ironically, one of my brothers does that. He finds stuff either for cheap off of people on Craigslist and then sells it for way more on eBay, or he gets stuff for free from people from Craigslist and sells on eBay. So that's how I know about that method. That and the fact that I do sell stuff myself. I do trading cards mostly. So I sell, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that. I sell card games for money, so I'm familiar with that. But you get the idea. It's like find ways that you can generate money. Right now, you can. My mother makes masks and she sells them. I had to do a couple of deliveries for her. Had to go get the money and give the person the mask. One of my sisters, she does tattoos, and she's trying to do some other businesses. I mean, that's surprising because what's so funny is I'm the first to be like using the internet to make money, using my phone to make money, and I inspired the rest of them to do the same. So that's pretty badass. So that's why it's just thinking about yeah, my family, is making money besides just a job. Now, granted, we all have jobs, but we still find other ways to make money, and that's the point. Don't limit yourself to just the income you make from your job. Find ways to make more money beyond that, and then use that money that you make to make more money, and then become at least become financially successful. Because even if you don't reach the goal of getting $1 million all at once, if you can at least generate $1 million a year outside of your job, obviously, that's the same thing. Spending $1 million is just as good as having $1 million. You know what I mean? So that's like my mindset is like, yeah, instead of trying to, make a lot of money and save it, make a lot of money and save it until it adds up to $1 million, I just make a lot of money, spend it, make a lot of money, spend it, and that will add up to thousands of dollars, $1 million, because ultimately, once you get the $1 million, what you're going to do, right? Try to spend it. So it makes sense to spend it way before you even, save up to it. But you get the point. Still should try to save money, obviously, because you want to make sure you have it for when you need it in the future. But at the same time, make sure that you try to find ways to make more money through your resources, right? Through your phone, through your car, your house, through your friends, family, through your job. Find ways to lower your expenses. Try not to spend a lot. That way, whenever you do have money, you're like, oh man, I have $100. Well, I don't need anything because everything is taken care of. All right, I'll save it. Like I got my stimulus checks and I just put them in the stock market. I put it into real estate. I put it into CD accounts, my savings and stuff. I just put it into stuff where it'll make me money and I don't need to spend it because I keep my cost of living low. That my job overpays me. That's the mindset you want to have. My job gives me way more money than I actually need to live my life. So I'm living way below my financial capabilities. I can spend thousands of dollars a week easily, but that'd be stupid because that's just me just being wasteful with money when it's like there's so much more I could do with it if I invest it instead of spending it. Always think invest before spend. The problem is people always think about spending, which means they can never invest. They want to invest, but they're always spending their money. And that's why they're not rich. If you want to get rich, think about investing money first before you think about spending. Invest, then spend. That's the end of the thing. Oh, don't tell me.